In this video, we will talk about the Spanish language in the Philippines. The video is divided into 4. 1. About the Spanish language in the Philippines. 2. Interview of selected Filipinos on their thoughts about the Spanish language. 3. Post-interview analysis. And 4. Conclusion. Part 1. About the Spanish language in the Philippines. History. Historically, Spanish was only spoken by about 8% of Filipinos at its peak, but it had been a very important language for the Founding Fathers, even after Spanish independence. The First Philippine Republic, Malolos Republic, used it as a unifying language. The national hero Jose Rizal even used the language extensively and reportedly adored it. Culture. The Philippines has inherited cultural enrichment from Spain in various aspects. Catholicism forever transformed the country in how it celebrates holidays and fiestas, family values, peculiar cuisine, and siestas that are typical Filipino concepts are also inherited from Spain and are shared with Spanish-speaking countries like Mexico. Linguistics. Filipino dialects like Tagalog and Cebuano exhibit Spanish-derived words in 20 to 30% of their lexicon or total vocabulary. This, along with very similar phonology, not only makes Spanish considerably similar with the dialects, but also very easy for Filipinos to learn it, at least easier than English. Geopolitics. A Spanish-speaking Philippines would make it a new member of the Latino American Friend Group, especially since countries like Mexico, Puerto Rico, etc. already share so much cultural and historical similarities with the Philippines to begin with. This would also open doors to economic partnerships, strategic geopolitical support, tourism and migration boost, cultural synergy, etc. Part 2. Interview of selected Filipinos on their thoughts about the Spanish language. We talked about the Spanish language in the Philippines on paper. Now let's get realistic. What do Filipinos today think about the Spanish language in the Philippines? We asked selected young Filipinos about their general knowledge on the issue and what they think about reviving the language. The following are 4 questions that we specifically formulated. 1. As a Filipino A, what do you know about the Spanish language? 2. Through which channel do you usually come across the Spanish language? Music, films, friends, family, etc. 3. Are you interested in learning the language? 4. What can you say about the possibility of reviving the Spanish language in the Philippines? Eun Ero Prelejera, 22. Undergraduate student. Technological University of the Philippines. 1. Yung basic lang. Yung tinuro ni Duolingo. 2. Sa social media. 3. Yes. Wala lang. Kasi interesting siya, tapos trip ko lang talaga. 4. It's possible, but very minimal lang. Yung possibility niya, kasi di naman lahat interested. Mark Stephen Quidlat, 22, undergraduate student, Far Eastern University. 1. It is a language similar to Filipino language, a language that influenced Filipino language as Spain colonized the Philippines for 333 years. 2. Music and films only. 3. Yes, learning another language with its accent is another way of being in touch with their culture. 4. I don't mind it, in my opinion. We have to embrace a part of our history. We used it in the past. Doesn't matter if we used it now. It does not remove the essence of being a Filipino. John Lester Negosa, 23. Cadet. Philippine Military Academy. 1. Not much, but I know that for over 3 centuries, it has been the government's official language during the Spanish colonial rule. 2. Films and music. 3. Yes. It is connected to my native language. 4. I think it would be beneficial generally because, first of all, our native language was highly influenced by Spanish, and second, this would give many Filipino opportunities when it comes to working abroad. Rodolfo Flores III, 23, undergraduate student. University of the Philippines. 1. It is one of the most spoken language in the world. 2. Music. 3. A bit only, because a lot of it can already be found in the Filipino language. 4. I don't think so. The Filipinos hate the Spaniards because of history. John Andrew Guevara, 22, undergraduate student, Palawan State University. 1. I know that Spanish language spread throughout the Philippines by colonization, wherein there is an exchange of not just language but also culture and knowledge. 2. Through family and friends. 3. Yes, because by learning the language, it will give us more opportunity not just to earn money, but also to learn our history and culture deeply. 4. I think it is a good idea. Spanish language is the fourth most spoken language. By that, we can easily converse with other people who is not fluent in English. Studying language is also good for the brain. Mark Gerald Melendez, 23, unemployed, engineering graduate. Palawan State University. 1. Ang alam ko lang dyan ay, karamihan sa salita natin ay may malaking impluensya ng Spanish language dahil sa colonization sa atin ng mga Espanyol. 2. Films, friends, mobile applications. 3. Yes, added credentials sa learnings ko toward other language. 4. Sa tingin ko mas magiging malawak pag-unawa natin sa mga salita na aaralin, tsaka kabilang sa pag-aral ng language is yung pag-adopt natin sa kultura nila. If you go beyond something else, not just the language, origins, kumbaga. Christian Macaraeg, 23, unemployed, biology degree graduate. Palawan State University. 1. Hindi gaano kalawak ang kaalaman ko sa wikang Espanol. Ang alam ko lang ay ginamit ito ng mga sinaunang tao dahil sa pagsakop sa atin ng Kastila. 2. Naririnig ko lang ito sa musika, gaya ng Despacito na kanta. 3. Oo, sa totoo lang ang sexy pakinggan ng lengguaheng Espanol kaya gusto ko matutunan ha 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 ha. 4. Sa tingin ko ay may posibilidad ito dahil alam kong maraming Pilipino ang gustong matuto ng ibang lengguahe. Part 3. Post-interview analysis. 1. As a Filipino, A. What do you know about the Spanish language? An overwhelming majority claimed knowledge about the language by virtue of the fact that the Spanish Empire colonized many civilizations back in the day, including the Philippines. Indeed, this corroborates the claim that the Spanish colonization and the Spanish language are still two strongly tied concepts among Filipinos, for better or for worse. 2. Through which channel do you usually come across the Spanish language? Music, films, friends, family, etc. Most participants overwhelmingly answered, films and music. This is an obvious consequence of the extensive reach of modern culture of Latino American countries, the United States, and even Europe through Spain. 3. Are you interested in learning the language? 28% said they are interested in learning the language more or less because of its similarity with their native language, which are Filipino dialects. Another 28% said they are curiously interested in Spanish as it is. It is a big factor that Filipino dialects and the Spanish language do indeed have a lot in common. 4. What can you say about the possibility of reviving the Spanish language in the Philippines? Most are very open and generally have a positive attitude towards the idea. Some are pessimistically pragmatic, which is fair. The ones who are in favor argue for its usefulness. This is the most polemic among all the questions. This question can be looked at with two lenses. One is whether the revival of the language is useful and worthwhile or not, but another is a more principled one, which is whether it is in theory a right thing for the Philippines to do because of its dark past with Spanish colonization, or whether it is the right thing to do, since it can be argued that it is part of the Philippine history and identity, i.e. the lingering Hispanic identity, which is the reason why we have similar culture with Latino American countries like Mexico. Part 4. Conclusion. We discussed the status and history of the Spanish language in the Philippines, and we theorized that it is beneficial for the country to add another language into its arsenal as it did English. However, we also considered the realistic facet of it and asked Filipinos about their general knowledge and what they think about reviving the language. In theory, it is a good idea. Realistically, it is challenging to realize in the face of political, cultural, and social controversies, albeit still feasible. That being said, it is still worth the try. What needs to happen at this point is for more Filipinos to talk about it so that it at least becomes an idea that can materialize. Thank you for watching. Adios!